Hi everyone, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. It might be 5:40 a.m. for us here in the UK, but the news has dropped that the deal on Twitter has been completed with Elon Musk. And now, as Elon says in his own words, let me just jump here to his account, the bird is free. Now, just while I'm here, let me just move the camera up here for a sec and then just lift this up a little bit. Look what account I'm tweeting from. I'm getting, it's my suspended Twitter account. Have I been unsuspended? Well, no. But what I have done is I have put an appeal in to see if I can get the OG Heel versus Babyface account unsuspended. Now, if you did, this is an aside, but if you didn't know, my account was suspended on Twitter for quoting Game of Thrones. Marvel tweeted out an image of their new pathetic looking She-Hulk, which was going to be Red Hulk, you know, massive, all that kind of stuff. And somehow also mixed in with the Winter Soldier or some stupidity. And because of the intersectionality, because of the way that the Marvel Comics is now operated, I put All Men Must Die. Because it's pretty apparent that it should just be after dudes because it's the She-Hulk. That Twitter classed that as a threat. And suspended me. So even though I went through and actually gave the a legitimate appeal, this is a quote from Game of Thrones. There are people with All Men Must Die bloody handles and names and all over Twitter. But you decided to take it out of context. They kept rejecting my appeals. Let's see what happens, shall we, with Elon. And if this one, even if it's declined in this one, maybe I'll go again when things have settled a wee bit. But things are pretty hectic right now. Let's go into that a bit further. A number of top executives, including the boss, Parag Agrawal, have reportedly been fired. And of course, it's not just him. It brings to a close a saga that saw Twitter go to court to hold the billionaire to the terms of the takeover deal that he had tried to escape. Again, the BBC showing that they're not in any way, shape or form unbiased, producing a biased opinion here. He wanted out of the deal due to the fact that Twitter had lied to them about the number of bots on the site. But heaven frickin' forbid the BBC, which by the way, the fake BBC, which by the way, I'm glad you're going to get defunded because you're just as bad as bloody Twitter with this sort of business, has decided to go with an unbiased opinion. Kel frickin' surprise. Twitter has not yet confirmed the takeover, but an early investor in the company told the BBC that the deal had been completed. Now then, the company's chief executive, Mr. Agrawal, chief finance officer, Ned Siegel, and the firm's top legal and policy executive, Vijaya Gadde, she was on, of course, Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience with Jack. And Jack had to sit there as the real boss bloody spoke and made sure that Jack didn't say anything whatsoever that the company could be held accountable for, while herself, I think Tim Pool was there as well, lying over and over and over and over again. And again, using things like we don't discuss specific cases, all this kind of nonsense, where basically they were demonstrating that they are so skewed to the far left. And you don't even have to watch Joe Rogan to know that. It's funny that many of us get called alt-right and all this sort of business. I'm not alt-right. I'm not even right. If anything, I'm bloody central right now. I'm centrist. But anything that seems to be right of far left fucking mentalist is deemed Nazi. Yay! Isn't that amazing? So anything that goes outside of the far left extreme bubble, like saying words like groomer, oh my goodness me, to people that, I don't know, groom children, now becomes language that you can't say. And it might not even be allowed on Twitter, on YouTube, but I'm going to say it in this video because it's true. Anything that's remotely against the alphabet mafia, and that doesn't mean good gay people. When I say good gay people, I mean good people who are gay. I don't think gay people grade themselves. I'm a 68% gay. That's not very good. You need to pump up those numbers. No, you can be gay, bisexual, whatever orientation. I don't think you have to class yourself as part of the alphabet mafia. I think the alphabet mafia very much is a political wing of the gay communities, which are essentially trying to drag you in to them. And therefore, if you're part of the, if you're gay, if you're bisexual, then you have to be part of the alphabet community, which means that you have to have our politics. It's a very collective thought that they have there. But no, you should always be judged on your individual thoughts, policies, ideas, opinions. But that's not the way things roll. So on Twitter, if you dared clap back at these extremists, and not, as I just said, good people who just so happen to be gay or bisexual, whatever, then you would just get your account, you'd get no traction. We've been discussing recently about Marvel, for instance, and accounts that just don't have any followers, have about 400 and something followers, about 400 something following, very sort of similar numbers, are pumping out tweets which don't have any hashtags, don't have any ats, just saying things like, oh my God, this week's She-Hulk was amazeballs, and then it's just getting 30, 40, 50,000 likes on it. That's not even remotely organic, and it's clear that a bot program is being pushed, is pushing what's going on here. And we've seen it over and over and over again. And who are paying for these bots? Well, it's most likely Disney, of course, or whichever company it is. This is just an opinion. Allegedly. Well, not allegedly an opinion, but you get what I mean. But it looks like they, of course, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, and getting that pushed in a way to try and get traction for failures of TV shows. But I'm just trying to link this back to obviously the pop culture side that we deal with here. But this person, Vijay Gadde, that we saw on the Joe Rogan Experience with Tim Pool and Jack Dorsey, they have got connections to the Obama administration. They have very clear connections to the actual, I think Clinton, I think maybe even with some Clintons as well. And so it's very clear where their policies and their politics lie. And it's very clear that they've used and abused their position at Twitter to make sure that they are pushed. This is also the person that made the decision to have Donald Trump banned from Twitter. Now, I don't care if you like Donald Trump or don't like Donald Trump. I don't believe in any way, shape, or form that he should have been banned from Twitter. I think this is one of the most undemocratic things and unfreedom of speech things that you could possibly do. We don't have freedom of speech here in the UK. It's not in we don't have a constitution. It's not in that sort of constitution. But I would feel exactly the same way if Joe Biden was banned from Twitter. I wouldn't believe that that should be right either. Now, I don't think Joe Biden would know that he was banned from Twitter, but there again, I don't think that Joe Biden knows who Joe Biden is. But it doesn't matter. That move should never have been made. It was absolutely undemocratic to the hilt. It showed exactly what the politics was, and it showed exactly what they were trying to do to fudge certain things. disgraceful. And good riddance to literal trash. Evil, nasty trash. So let's just scroll down a little bit. We saw the video yesterday where Elon walked in holding a sink. And he said, let that sink in. But yeah, he was showing that he was moving in, essentially moving in. And yes, there was a long way to get to the actual deal. And he posted a tweet also to advertisers, essentially saying that it's imperative that we have a digital town hall, somewhere that everyone can have their own voices and debate in a way that doesn't lead to physical violence or, wars. And it's very important that we don't create echo chambers, far left echo chambers and far right echo chambers. But I think it kind of goes beyond that. I mean, of course, I just deal in the realms of pop culture. But in the realms of pop culture, we've absolutely seen the echo chamber on one side. And people accuse us of being an echo chamber on the other side. Now, we try to give diversity of thought. There are people who vote from all different sides, who try and, have all different opinions about shows, no matter how crazy they could be. Lofty, looking at you. So at least we try. We just want to get back to a point where we have good, fun, entertaining shows, and it was just fun to debate certain things, which is the best Batman, which is the best iteration of Bruce Wayne, which is, who's the greatest Spider-Man, what was the greatest Spider suit, all this sort of just the nonsense stuff which we just love to debate to the early hours of the morning and not have the craziness that we have now. And with hopefully Twitter reverting to at least a more central position, because I don't want the pendulum to swing in the opposite direction at all. I want to have some balance here and people be able to actually say, real things like get rid of grooming teachers without the fear of having your account banned, suspended, muted, suppressed, shadow banned, and all that fucking palaver. Then that's good. And if people are crying and they're miserable on the other side of the fence here, this is because they know they're losing power, not that they're losing voice. They're not losing any voice whatsoever. They can still voice their opinions as much as they want, but they're losing the power. They're losing the fact that a response could come back to their opinion. And I think I will find a lot of them just go running off into a safe space because they can't handle that. That's been very apparent from the way that this social media website has been abused over the last few years or so. So here we are, day one. Let's see how things start to transpire. Maybe, just maybe, I might get my old account back. Look, I got a couple of notifications and 6 messages. I don't know what they are. Probably people going, have you been banned? Yes, I have. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye for now.